Hello guys, welcome back, and it's Ranjan with us today, data scientist at SAP, who has 5 years of experience in the field, who is going to give you a lot of insights on who is a data scientist, what does a data scientist do, and how to, most importantly, how to get into a data scientist role. All these insights are awaiting you. Stay tuned and enjoy the conversation. It's nice to have you here, Ranjan, on this channel.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much, Sam. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Okay. How did you get into this data scientist role? What was the background? Can you brief things about to us so that we get to know you?
Okay. After my BTech, I started as a consultant,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there, I was looking for a job change.
Okay.
I have worked for 2 years
Mm-hmm.
in one of the startup,
Okay.
and then I was looking for a job change, and at the same time, I think Corona hit
Mm.
us, and then
The COVID happened.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
COVID hit, and then I was looking for different options.
Mm.
At that point in time, one of my cousin brothers suggested me to for masters,
Okay.
and at that point in time, I was also thinking for masters.
Mhm.
I was planning for GATE,
Okay.
and then he said Manipal University has a good opportunities,
Mhm.
so I thought I would take that.
Okay.
And then actually, I had very much interested in embedding systems
Okay.
and hardwares.
So embedding is totally different from what you're doing right now. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So when I gave entrance to the Manipal, I had two options.
Mm.
One was I can choose machine learning and data science,
Okay.
and another was embedded science.
Okay.
So embedding systems.
Mm-hmm.
But my first preference was embedded systems only.
Mm.
But why did I choose AI? Was at that point in time it was just booming,
Mm.
and then I was very interested in statistics and maths. So
Okay.
even when I was an young,
Okay.
I
When you're
used to like-
naturally interested in statistics and maths,
Yeah.
of course, this best suits you best.
Yeah. That's why I thought like if I researched and I thought like if we are good at maths and statistics, data science would fit in very well.
Yeah.
So I thought okay, let keep it in a second priority.
Okay, the embedded systems.
Embedded system was in the first priority, and the data science was actually the second priority.
Okay, even after research,
Yes,
you
yes,
still
yes.
kept
Yeah.
data scientists, data
In-
science and ML in second
Yes,
option.
yes.
Oh.
Because I was so much interested in hardware and embedded systems, right?
Okay.
So I thought, okay, if this works out, I will go here. If not, this is my second option.
Okay.
Because I was confident at stats and maths.
Mm.
And then, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know
Okay.
why. I will tell you later. But I got machine learning.
Mhm.
I didn't get embedded systems. It was very tough competition out there.
Okay. You are destined to become a data scientist, Ranjan.
It was like that. Why it was destined? Because we had a lecture during our time.
Okay.
He was there in Manipal only for short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
He was a lecturer from Stanford.
Oh,
So that was
a privilege.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that was like destiny or opportunity for me, like to learn from him. It was like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's when from not much interested in data science
To be
very much
more
interested
inclined to becoming a data scientist.
Exactly.
That was the transition phase, maybe.
Exactly.
The professor was the point.
Oh, amazing professor. That is, I cannot forget him like forever. Like amazing lectures.
Not many get that, but I think most of us will relate this to our schooling phase, where we would
Yeah.
have some teachers who have played a vital role in
Impact.
impacting. Yeah.
That impact was very strong.
This
for me.
lateral impact is not many are privileged to get this lateral impact.
Exactly.
And you was some.
So that is why
One of them.
destiny and lucky. I don't know. Something turned out to be a very good point for me.
Okay.
And then I started getting interested in data science. And as I mentioned,
Mhm.
statistics and mathematics are very important. That was our foundation for us to
Yeah.
start with data science. First is they started with statistics and mathematics.
Mm.
Then they introduced with machine learning algorithms, data science topics, AI.
Okay. Yeah.
Later they introduced all this.
Mm.
So it was very good, and I was much interested, and I just jumped into it and doing very well now.
You're finally here as a data
Yeah,
scientist.
yeah.
Okay. That was a very good journey, I would say. And you are a data scientist now. Most of us are interested. Even me and the viewers would be interested in knowing what does a data scientist typically do.
Okay. If you talk in terms of what data scientists do, in SAP, at least I will concentrate only on SAP.
Okay.
In general, there are different types of work that people do based on the industry they are working in.
Okay.
So if you talk about SAP,
Mm.
we usually take different data. So
Okay.
we go to the product owners, we take the data.
Okay. The
And
actual real-time data.
This is production data. Now
Okay.
we are not, right now we are not getting production data, but that use case is in production, so that we will use it. So we talk to the POs, we discuss with them.
Okay.
Initially we discuss all the problems, like what are they facing, what exactly the use case. We have to understand the use case first.
Yeah.
Like what exactly they are doing. Even to propose a solution, we have to understand what they are doing.
Okay.
Once we know all this, we get into the data. Now
Okay.
actual data science work will start.
No.
So this is a like pre-work as a data scientist you have to do. You have to understand what use case, what kind of data that you are dealing with.
Okay.
So you understand this, then you go into the data. From there you bring out the insights that usually can't be seen in a easy way.
Okay. It is very much needed to understand the product itself, what is the solution, and then whatever the data produced by the solution, you see what kind of solution can be brought out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
So what in a simple sentence, if I have to tell what data science is nothing but finding some insight from the data, and you prepare a model on that insight and you give it to the users.
Okay.
So you don't have to sit and do the insights every now and then. So it's like as a data scientist, I see some insight, then I build a model, and then I will give it to you. You don't have to come to me every time.
Okay.
So that is in general what the data scientist will do.
Okay.
During this period of time, there are a lot of things. We analyze data, we do engineering, we do dashboards, many things we do.
Okay.
But this is the end product of data science.
Okay. Now, I mean, it is easy that you said. Maybe people understand what a data scientist do when you explain, but we keep saying model. So that is where people wouldn't. This is more abstract term for someone who is listening this data scientist term first. So what do they mean by model? Can you be very? Can you give the answer in nutshell?
To explain in a simple way, let me take example. You are a basketball player.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you learn basketball?
Okay. There are basic things that you need to know apart from the technicalities and rules. First, you got to hold the ball, dribble it, learn to dribble, and try to shoot. At least you get the rebound or it goes in. This is a basic step. This is the first step that anyone would do, and then in the course of time, we get to learn.
Yes.
Every day we keep playing, we learn, and that's how we become a refined player, a refined athlete in whatever means. Yeah.
Exactly the same concept would work in data science also.
Okay.
So every day that you play is a data for me, and every day you play is a data for your head.
Yeah. For the brain. Yeah.
For the brain.
It's getting rewired.
Exactly. Now what happens is every day you train, your brain is adjusting to that. Okay. If I do like this, this is a bounce.
Okay.
If I hit more,
With
the
hard,
bounce will be more.
Yeah. Okay.
So you start learning it, and you prepare a small place where you start learning every day. The shoot also, right?
Yeah.
When you shoot, it will not directly go into the bounce, right?
First time it won't.
First time it will go there, here, there.
Yeah.
Your brain starts analyzing and learn it. Like if I throw it this force, it will go reach there. If I put it more effort, it will go reach there.
Yeah.
So like this, every day is a data. Every day, whatever you learn, it trains your brain and keep it.
Yes.
Exactly like that. Now for day, every day what you have is the same thing compared to data. Now I have so many data. I train that if you give this the kind of data, this is a result. I tell them. Like for example, let's take simple cat and dog picture. I will give this cat picture to one system and I say this is cat.
Okay.
I take a different cat image, I give it to the system and say this is cat.
Okay.
Like this, I will give thousands of data and say this is cat.
Okay.
Now when it is learned, like humans, it will learn.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Means not exactly in terms of brains, it has a numerical values only, binary numbers.
Binary numbers.
So it will record all this information, and when you give a new cat picture, it will say, okay, this is cat.
Okay.
So that's how we train the model. That's what is model.
Okay.
That's it.
That's how it even works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good analysis that you brought out. In simple terms, it would convey to people what is a model and how does it get trained, and how it actually works in real time. So what are the essential skills a fresher should focus on? Is there any specific languages, frameworks that one should know to become a data scientist specifically?
I would suggest to start with Python. Python is like very basic. You start with Python. Framework, you can use any framework, like Jupyter Notebook is there, Anaconda is there. These are like basic. You can start with that. If you are interested and if you want to learn, in depth, try R language. R is also very good. Statistical. It's a very good statistical language also. So R is also very good if you want to learn in a depth. This all in terms of language, these are good to start with. Now in terms of concepts, if you want to start with data science, learn basic statistics. You should understand what exactly the statistics, because everything that goes into the data science is like basic from the stats itself. So learn some basic statistics and then start with simple algorithms. Don't directly jump into neural networks and all. Start with linear regression, clustering, classification. So simple, you take a small projects, you just do the simplest. That would give you the confidence to jump next. Then, if you are in this path, you will find what else you have to do. So this is like basics. You can start with that.
Now that you already brought up, build some simple solution on simplest algorithms. I also want to ask you, what are the projects a fresher should focus on with respect to getting a data scientist role, and they can add that in their resume so that it looks a sophisticated resume.
Sophisticated resume. The good projects that freshers can do is have a visualization dashboard of your own. You create some visualization dashboard and you dump it in a GitHub. If someone has, just open that link and show your visualization. That is the best thing. Why? Because if you have a capability of analyzing a data and getting some insights out of the data, it's a very good start. One I would always recommend is have a visualization dashboard with somewhere you have dumped it, which you can show anyone. So that is very good. Use interactive visualization. So that is very good.
So what do you mean by interactive dashboards?
Interactive dashboards is something like if you have something plotted or something let's say we have some graph. Now if you click on something, it should automatically change, or if you change let's take a simplest one. If you have a stock price of 10 different companies, you should add a drop down and click which stocks, or
which company you want to select, and then we see
the data. Or you compare two stocks at a time. So this kind of interactive things you add,
this adds more value.
Exactly. And there are a lot of ways you can, it's in open source, you can try. You just research, you add any creativity of your own. It's very good. That is first step. And next is be strong in your basics, basic algorithms, linear regression, classification, clustering. These are basic things. Be strong with that. Have some projects. Good thing is, if you want to make your resume very strong and very impressive, do some neural network projects. Neural network where you understand each and every parameter. How do you learn it? How do you train it? How do you optimize it? So these are the good things. You have one neural network project, that is also good.
So show the people to whom you are submitting your resume that they are worth considering by doing this type of projects. That's a very good point. Now that they are already, you have given enough insights on how to become a data scientist. I think this should be more than enough. What kind of challenges they would face as a fresher? You had been there, right, as a fresher, and you would have seen the challenges. So if you could give insights how they can overcome, so they can be more productive in their work environment and be an impressive candidate.
Good. That's a very good question. Because when I started, we faced a lot of challenges.
Because not many talk about that simplest mistakes that any fresher do, right?
It's not as easy as it looks. Academically, it looks pretty easy. Because you have a defined data, defined use case. The problem statement is very clear. But in the real world, you will never get anything like that.
Okay.
You will never get a proper data. You will never get a defined statement, problem statement. You will never get it.
Okay.
So first challenge that I faced is one is we always have an assumption that data is always good. No, data is always not good.
Okay.
And sometimes even experts would not know what exactly data would give the information.
Okay.
Because their
what kind of information we can draw out of the data.
Yeah, they have some kind of product information on the data, but not exactly what, from the data science perspective, they would not have any idea. So first challenge you would face is to convey it to them, and from understanding from them is also very difficult because we were not in their place, right?
Yeah.
So it's
we don't know what they expect.
Exactly, not what they expect, and about the product also we will not be aware because we always think from a data science perspective.
That is true.
That is not exactly the case, right? So it's a two-way. Communication is the first thing.
Understanding their pain point is very important. Yes. Okay.
And explaining them from a data science perspective is also very important. Okay. How data science works, how data would impact their results. So this communication is a to and fro.
Okay.
You understand from them, you explain to them, then you will come to a common ground where the solution and the problem statement would fit in.
Okay. All right.
So this is the biggest challenge that we even now also we face it because many doesn't know exactly how data science works, right? So it's a two-way communication. The communication should be very good.
Okay.
How do you explain it to the others? That is one challenge.
Okay.
Next is handling the data. Handling the data is again challenge, like exactly what needed. There are so many data that will not be useful. For example, let's say we have 10 employees and their height and their salary. Now, can I use their height to predict a salary?
No,
right?
Yeah.
So this data would never give any information. So this kind of data will be there.
Okay.
One is from you use your common sense.
Yeah.
Then you use your knowledge.
Yeah. Reason out what makes sense.
What makes sense, what does not make sense. And then data will also tell.
Okay.
Data, there is a concept called correlation. Like you just correlate between two data points and then you will know. This is mathematically knowing whether they are correlated or not.
Okay.
So these steps would be challenging for initially.
Okay. Is there any technical challenges while they do their coding, programming, analyzing, and trying to build something? Is there any specific technical challenges that they should be aware of already?
Technical challenges, I would say it's always possible to solve. Technically, everything is possible. I mean, that is nothing called as impossible thing. Where you struggle, maybe in terms of resource, you need a very good hardware to run all these things. Hardware is one thing that you might be limited by it. That is one challenge. And next challenge would be productizing the data science use case is another big challenge.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, guys, there are no limitations. You can always achieve what you want to as a data scientist. Here is a living example. So, Ranjan, is there any specific types of resources that you would recommend people who are watching to use so that they feel confident about their skill with the data scientist's role?
Okay. Let's say if you are starting from scratch, where you don't know anything.
Okay.
Then you start with Andrew Ng courses.
Okay.
YouTube, it's free.
Okay.
You can start with that link. Beautiful videos.
I keep hearing his name everywhere with how many our data scientists or AML engineer I talk to, they keep saying the same. Okay.
Yeah, he is like, I was introduced by my professor only. So Andrew Ng is the guy who has very good knowledge, who explains in layman terms.
Okay.
That's a very good start.
Okay, explaining things in layman terms is very good skill, and that will help us understand too. Yeah.
So you can start with that. Now, once you know that, then you can use advanced courses.
Okay.
Like there is a StatQuest YouTube channel that you can use. That is also very good. I mean, I have used it for a very long time. Sometimes if I don't understand, I just go for that also. I use StatQuest. There is Z Statistics.
Okay.
Now that is a YouTube channel for statistics, which is linked to the data science. So that also you can try. And there is one more called as 3 Blue and 1 Brown. That is also another YouTube channel.
Okay.
That is explaining complex algorithms or complex topics in a simplest way. So that is also very good. So I
Okay.
usually followed these for few,
Mhm.
and some Stanford lectures I followed
Okay.
because my professor suggested that.
Mhm.
So Stanford lecture was little bit complex, and it takes a lot of time for us to understand. If you see one video, you have to see another 10 videos to understand that one video.
Okay.
So that is all for advanced.
Mhm.
If you want to try, we can try it.
Okay. So guys, don't spend so much money on other courses. Already has mentioned so many channels where people are giving their knowledge free of cost.
Exactly.
Make use of them.
There are so many things that are free of cost.
Mhm.
Please use all these things.
Okay.
Paid courses, I would say the last option.
Mhm.
If you have tried all this and if you are not getting anything, then go for the paid courses. But I would suggest this would suffice.
I think that would suffice. Yeah. Okay. Now that it has become a custom that we always end the episode with words of advice or encouragement. Do you have any for the viewers?
Yeah. One thing is, if you're starting from a scratch, or if you're new to the data science, it will take some time for you to understand everything.
Okay.
Don't be disheartened.
Okay, that's okay to be.
That's okay to take time.
Slow. Yeah. It's okay to be slow.
Yeah. I took almost 2 years to be just to understand basics. I took 2 years. I mean,
Okay.
1 year in college, 1 year in SAP. I took a lot of time to understand the basics.
Okay.
So it will take some time. Don't be disheartened, and put continuous efforts. Slowly you learn one topic at a time. I mean,
Okay.
that's how I, at least they taught me. So one topic at a time.
Yeah, focus one topic at a time.
Like I started with linear regression, one topic one day. And then next week I started with clustering, next week classification, next week neural networks, something like this. Go topic wise,
Yeah.
take enough time.
But that is a compounding effect, I would say.
Exactly. So by the end of year, you would be knowing so many things.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's a very good thing. And next is understand the basics.
Okay.
Basics is very important. In mathematical word, like if you are wrong at one variable, then everywhere it's wrong. It's a cascading effect.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of assumptions, there are a lot of calculations. So be thorough at the basics.
Okay.
And then you can be a very good data scientist.
Okay. So guys, don't be disheartened if you're slow, because that is okay to be slow. That's what a person working in the industry advises you. So it's okay to be slow, and then be strong with your basics. Not only him, many who have come already on the channel has advised to be strong in your basics.
Yes.
Yeah. So thanks for those last words of encouragement and advice, Ranjan. Guys, we are signing off until the next video. Bye bye.
Thank you.